that too. So what do you think the people who say they get really excited about something for 2 weeks and then just end up crumbling the idea? What do you think happened to their thinking? It's interesting.
Yeah, that's a good question. So I'm gonna say there's definitely a list of factors that I believe play into that. Number one, let's observe, the right now. Where are you in your life? If you are trying to make significant changes and you're kind of going 0 to 100, you're gonna burn out. It's very, very hard to do that. I mean, some people have the willpower, but it's people who have had to face significant challenges in their past. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
David Goggins, perfect example. I mean, we all know David Goggins' story. I'll once again say it. It was a 300-pound cockroach sprayer and joined Navy SEALs, lost over 100 pounds in 3 months. 9 months later, he's out of buds and he's a Navy SEAL. So obviously that is very, very significant. And he was gone through 3 hell weeks, he turned his life around. Very, very hard to do that. And I think people get turned off by that when they realize what they're signing up for is actually going to command a lot more than what they thought. That's kind of where it is that they have not actually manifested anything. They just had a vision and thought it would become very attainable very fast. So that's kind of my thing on it, but that may just be from personal experience because I did used to kind of wave in the white flag very quickly, kind of whenever I, again, felt that little burning sensation or where I had to sweat a little bit, bleed a little bit, so be it, Now I have that attitude where I can endure it, but I think the feeling of uncomfort is not a fun thing. That's something that people are turned off by. But I also want to ask you now, what do you think people do when they get past that stage? I call it the 2-week rule. When very few people that decide they can withstand being uncomfortable. What do you think happens then?
I think it's a moment of realization. They realize that, okay, I did something that's uncomfortable, but I see growth with it, and then that's when they decide whether to stick with it. Like most people, I'll just give this simple example, the gym. Most people go to the gym, whether they might hate it the first week, but I know some people the second week, they're like, I really start enjoying the gym. I'm going to stick with it because I know, one, it's making me a better person. I know it wasn't comfortable at first, but I think they're just adjusting to the change and sort of happy with the results they're seeing. So I think that was a big thing.
It's also like a change of systems. Do you know what I mean? If you're relying on poor systems, for instance, if you're trying to make Dean's List as a college student or honor roll as a high school student or whatever kind of, academic feat you're pursuing, if you have poor studying habits, you know what I mean? You're not going to be successful. It's are you willing to really break down your whole diaphragm of life to perfect your imperfections on what you're trying to accomplish? You know what I mean? I am trying to graduate with a 3.9 GPA, 3.8. One of the two, I think that would get me into a good grad school, and that's my goal. I'm not a really good studier, so I had to start changing things. You know what I mean? It's not really fun. It's a little uncomfortable, but I was able to one day sit down and manifest what my future could look like if I'm willing to make the sacrifice.
Now, we hope you enjoyed today's listen of the new podcast. If you are new here, again, you can hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you're always notified of when we upload. And you can also click right here. We just did a whole video talking about our whys and finding our purpose. And we hope you all have a lovely day and a great spring break. Until next time.